allegation that has been alleged by NPCCI, President Kethere and former Chief Minister KLGC, that UDA government is misleading the Nagas, and the allegation that the NDPP is going to merge with BJP after this election. All these figment of imaginations by the Congress party we feel that we should clarify to our people. So the other issue is that the Independence Day speech. It is very clearly written in the Independence Day speech that it was not that we are asking the people to be patient, but it was clearly written in the para 4 that I want to read out. Our people have been waiting patiently and expectantly for a final solution to the Naga political issue. Naga people want an early, inclusive, honorable, and acceptable solution. So we have been patiently waiting, but we want an early solution. So that is the message which we have given to the people. So we are all serious. We want an early solution. That is there. Another is about the alliance. About the alliance. Alliance, whatever it was done between the NDPP and the BJP, that was a party affair. But our role as a facilitator is a different role. I think that we have to be very clear. And we have clearly taken a decision on 16 July 2022 by the Parliamentary Committee on Naga political issue, as you know very well. And we have sent very clear message to the people. I want to read out the first para and the third para, which clearly I've given you a copy also earlier also, but I just want to read out. The Parliamentary Committee welcomes the positive initiative being taken by the Government of India and the Working Committee of the NMPGs in regard to the ongoing peace dialogue between the Government of India and the Naga national political groups. The committee also appreciates and welcomes the efforts made by the Naga political groups in taking the talks forward. So that was the first para. I will not read out everything. But the third para, the Parliamentary Committee appeals to the negotiating parties to refer to the competencies as reflected in the Framework Agreement of 3rd August 2015, signed between the Government of India and the NACN-IM, to arrive at a mutually acceptable definition of competencies to resolve this contentious issue at the earliest and bring about a final solution that is honorable, acceptable, and inclusive. Since the talk has been concluded officially on 31st October 2019, the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Union Home Minister is urged upon to invite NACN-IM leaders for an early conclusion. So here, we want to clarify that we are not telling the people to wait patiently. Our message is that we have been waiting patiently, but we want a solution as early as possible. And which the Independence Day speech, which I've read out, it is very clear. And this is the clarification which we want to bring to your notice. Another is about the merger with the BJP party after the election. It is easy. The BJP party as a national party, they have their own principles. We as a regional party, NDPP, we have our own principles. To merge, that is something which we have never discussed. There is no such agenda, and we want to be very clear that we are maintaining our own regional principles. And for that, as a BJP also, they have their own principles. And my friend Monomo, our national spokesperson of BJP, he can clarify on that also.
Thank you, sir. Issue raised by the opposition has already been clarified by the BJP president. It is also very clear that in 2018, the NDPP and BJP entered into a pre-poll alliance and contested the election together. And after having won the elections and formed the government, we continued as alliance. And to reiterate our alliance, we have also again entered into the same formula for the next election. So, if you have seen, post 2018 election, we have maintained our own identity. We have remained as we are, and this will continue. And such allegations are made just to confuse the people. There is no such agenda. It is very clear from our past experience that our relationship has grown from leaps and bounds, and it's stronger now more than ever, and it will continue so in the days to come. Secondly, I would like to supplement my friend and our minister on the issues raised by the Congress. Let me recall the past where the present Congress president of the state of Nagaland had vehemently condemned the Congress for the publication of the booklet Bedrock of Naga Society. It is in record, and there was a point of time, if you go through the past statements made by him, that as long as Sonia Gandhi is leading the Congress party will not go anywhere. So those are statements in the past that he has made, and by continuously taking the name of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, it is very unbecoming of a leader of his stature to do so, because if you remember, the BJP has been very committed on all issues, whether it is the Naga issue or other development issues in the state of Nagaland. When the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee visited Nagaland in 2003 October, he had given a peace dividend by granting rupees 365 crore to Nagaland for clearing the outstanding liabilities. At that point of time, the Finance Minister of Nagaland was K. So we also know that having that experience today, leveling allegation against the Prime Minister on his sincerity towards this issue is just a diversionary tactics. I would like to also mention that when people have given us the mandate, we are also fulfilling our obligation as mandated elected representatives. When you don't have any member in the assembly, it is also a very clear signal that people have already rejected your party. So with that in mind, I think that we have to be realistic, practical in our approach, and the party and also this government has maintained this line right from day one. And if you would review all the statements of all the consultative meetings that we have had, also the resolutions in the assembly, it is very clear that the government of Nagaland and the government of the day has a clear mind on where we stand. So with that, I would just say that let us take the message that has been conveyed to the people by Prime Minister and also by our Chief Minister. I think leveling personal allegation against both of them is not healthy. I think as leaders, we should focus on the issue. It should be issue-based discussion and debate, which will show a healthy sign of healthy democracy in the state. About the development activities contained in the Independence Day speech, which they criticized, the various activities taken up by the state government is visible, and only issue is that development will not happen at one go. It is happening at progress is there, development is happening at a fast pace. All these reports are produced by various departments after its implementation. So you would see that we have only given our progress report. Just a small example, in Dimapur, between Chumugidima and Purna Bazaar also, I think they themselves will be plying that 4-lane road. So if it is not development, what it is then? In my entire adult life, in their entire adult life, they have never seen 4-lane road in the state of Nagaland. If it is not development, what is it then? So I think we should appreciate what is happening, and we should also, if there is anything that they want to contribute, they should also contribute positively and constructively for the development of the state. We are all stakeholders. With that, I will hand it over to my Srina Minister.
Yesterday, Congress leader in charge of Nagaland alleged that the Chief Minister and BJP is delaying solution because they want to get the help of the NSC and IM in the 2023 election. So, what is your comment on that?
You see, how much we have put our efforts. We have tried our best to bring our negotiating parties together, and we all have tried our best. But never that we have tried to delay that. Rather, every one of us, the entire members, be it in the core committee or parliamentary core committee, we are not pretending. Very clear that we are not pretending. We are serious and we want a solution. So, the allegation, what they have made, it is not true and it cannot be also. You want to say something?
The very fact that he's saying that is indicative of the person's engagement on with the Naga issue. He is not conversant. He is new. Therefore, he is making such statements. Because to assume that we are blocking or Chief Minister is blocking or delaying the solution is to also state that they have a solution to that aspect. I will just comment on the statement made by Congress President K. Therry ji in Nagaland in the paper and also in the video which came out. He says that present government has to step down for a solution to come. I think that is a huge sign of insincerity on their part. How a former minister can make such a statement, I am a little shocked. If we are sincere, then we should come with practical suggestions and progressive suggestions instead of just alleging and accusing. As I have already said, In the past, he has criticized the bedrock of Naga society. He has condemned the Congress for coming up with that booklet, and today he's changing his tune. So I just feel that rather than taking those comments seriously, I felt that insensitivity on the part of the Congress has always been there, and they are still demonstrating that in their daily utterances.
Expected early, say like by December as stated by today, and this is the procedure.
I don't know where he
That's,
where he got that news, but since when has the Congress party been able to decide on when the elections will be held? It's a democratic process. It will have its own tenure. It will have its own period, and this will be decided by the election commission, not by the Congress party.
It is not that Congress has decided. Congress has said that the state government with the central leaders are planning to have early elections in Nagaland.
I think if they are privy to such a discussion, we will also like to know from where they got the source. But as far as the state government is concerned, there is no such discussion. I don't know whether you have heard.
When we recall the 2018 elections, before the elections, it was Ram Madhav who declared that election for solution, not solution for election. But till now, it's already 5 years going to be completed, and there is no solution as such.
See, we have clarified this many times. This has been blown out of proportion, and also it has been quoted out of context. Number one, he said that within the specific context of the progress of the peace process at that point, and this is in 2000. Sorry. 18 election, yeah. So prior to that, already the framework agreement was signed, agreed position was in place. So there was a mood in the state and also in the country that because these two have been already, at least 2 milestones have been achieved, there was every possibility and probability that there will be solution. So within that context, he had said that. But moving on, things have changed, and we are still with the same state of affairs. So definitely all our hard work has been put into ensuring that we also support an early solution, and our statement has been very clearly stated this time in the Independence Day speech. I think it will do well for them also to go into, for the public also to really look into every detail of the speech. Chief Minister has clearly mentioned on the issue of solution in that Independence Day speech.
So what if this time?
You've got a copy. You've got a copy.
Speech?
Ah.
Yeah. So what if this time again the public comes out with election solution for election? No solution, not election. How does the NDPP, for that matter, and BJP or the alliance together think of?
Before we have been telling our negotiating parties that only on the eve of election, if such things, no solution, no election, it confused every one of us. It confused the public also. That is why we want them to take a decision early so that solution comes. But if it keeps on dragging, when there's no solution, then the respective parties, be it NDPP or BJP, we have to prepare a groundwork for which the party, we cannot stop it. So they have make all these seat sharing formula and others. Because it takes time for everything. That one go within a month time, it is not possible to work out all those things. But on the part of the Parliamentary Core Committee, our role as a facilitator, we have tried our best. And we have met several leaders, the government of India, and everyone is serious. So last time, on 16 July, last month, we have sent a very clear message that since your negotiation was over from 31st October 2019, then if there is anything you settled, you go back to their competencies, and then you bring a solution. That was our message, which we have sent very clear. And for us, we are all serious. Even now, the parliamentary committee, we are very serious. But what we could see is that we have tried our best, and in the last parliamentary committee, that we have decided to send that message to Government of India and to the negotiating parties. And our role, what we could see is, I think we have tried our best.
So is there any response on this resolution that you have sent to the center?
As of now, there is no such response. So we feel that we should remind the Government of India once again also.
Sir, on that 16th July, after the resolution that you have made, sir, you have also said that you will also go to Delhi if necessary and pursue this after taking the resolution, parliamentary committee resolution. But within that month, the alliance party was declared. So what happened between that, the alliance party between NDPP and BJP? So what happened between that time frame when you said on 16th July after the meeting that you'll be taking up this and necessary you'll go to Delhi? So what happened during that time?
You see, whether we go to Delhi or no, that 16th July, a message has already gone to Delhi. It's very clear by all the agencies. They have taken it to Delhi. They know very well. But we keep on waiting. But there was no reply from Government of India, and nor this side also they could not keep in touch. So I said, the parties, be it NDPP or BJP, it is a party affairs. So they have to go ahead. In case if there is no solution, they have to prepare a groundwork. So that is what it was done. But our role as a facilitator, that if necessary we can go to Delhi and then we can apprise the leaders also. That is what we are also discussing among us. Of course, we have sent a message, but when the Government of India, when they don't respond, then we may go and tell them once again that try to settle the issue as early as possible. That message we may go and tell Government of India also.
Sir, at the cost of repeating my question, what I asked earlier, I really want to be specific on till when is the government willing to wait for the public to come up with the demand for solution, not election? Till when are you willing to wait? As you just said, they should come out early. So you are saying that is it already too late for the public to say that solution, not election? Will the government not support if they come out now?
Okay.
Before I go to Narayan's question, I will go to Lorraine's. These resolutions and the statements that we made, besides various agencies like he mentioned, sending our message to the Government of India, our Chief Minister has met the Honorable Union Home Minister after that. So we need not confuse the seat sharing agreement with the political issue, because seat sharing agreement was done at a party level, as he has already clarified. Secondly, taking the opportunity of visiting, the Chief Minister already impressed upon the Home Minister the desire of the Naga people. So that is something which we will keep doing, because we are putting in all efforts to ensure that there is a solution. But clearly, it is from day one very clear to all of us as within negotiating party. Now coming back to Narayan's question, which is very pertinent, because many people fail to understand this slogan, solution, not election. In 1997, we have 98 election. We have tried. The Naga people have tried that formula. What has happened was the Congress betrayed the Naga. They did not participate in that formula. They did not participate in that crime. So from there on, it's constitutionally mandated to conduct elections, and people who are contesting will contest. However, on the issue of solution, there has been some confusion from amongst the people. From there on, I am very clear, and our Chief Minister has, on the Independence Day speech, made it very. Let me read it out. This is in paragraph 4. If you have it, it's okay. If you don't have it, we'll give you. He has said all the elected representatives representing the people of the state have also come together and stated in clear terms that they will make way once the solution is reached. He said that in fact all the elected representatives have been actively facilitating and urging the negotiating parties to realize the long-standing dream of our people without any delay. So we have been facilitating and urging the negotiating party. That's the main thing. Second point, which in connection to this also, in connection to the statement by the Congress party, in the Independence Day speech, the government made it very clear that some of the progressive which have been made are also highlighted. One of the issue which both the negotiating parties and also the Naga civil societies have been raising is on AFSPA. So you will go to paragraph 31, it is very clearly acknowledged that the tranquil atmosphere existing in the state got further vindicated when after many decades, 15 police station areas of the state in April 2020 were denotified from disturbed areas and thus taken out of the purview of AFSPA. We are hopeful that more areas will come out of the ambit of AFSPA soon. So this is, if you look at it holistically, the whole peace process that is going on has had its impact on various issues that were raised by Naga civil society in the past. But coming back to your question again, it is very clear for all of us that in the 1998 election, when this call was made by Naga society, it was listened to by all parties except the Congress party. They have time and again failed the Naga people on this issue. And today, the sincerity of Prime Minister cannot be doubted. But the negotiating parties have their own issues to deal with, which we are urging upon both the parties to solve at the earliest. So I think we will have to make that clear. As facilitators, this is our role. Our role is limited. We acknowledge that. But our energy commitment is unlimited on this front.
So in simple terms, solution for election, a solution not elections will not be accepted by the government.
See, it is not up to the government or the people.
Political
It is
parties.
constitutional.
No,
If you read the Indian constitution, every 5 years
it's
there is an
constitutional.
election.
As you are
People
blaming
have
the Congress
tried.
in 1998
Yes.
that they have betrayed the Nagas. So did the BJP in 2018. Because all the political parties had signed the agreement, even the BJP had signed the agreement that solution, not election. But later on, the two members the BJP members who had signed it, they were removed from the party itself.
See, unlike maybe the Congress party, we hold wide discussions on any positions that we take. So in the 2018 meeting, 2 of them went without having wide consultations with the center. It's a national party. So we expel them after that. But this is issue you are actually diverting. The issue is, this is a constitutional obligation, election. Naga people wanted that there should be solution, not election. In 1998, we have seen that many and all the political parties listened to that cry, but Congress betrayed the Naga people on this front. And in the succeeding elections also, there were many cries over that. So I think in the last election, because the framework agreement was signed, agreed position was signed, the National General Secretary that time, Ramada, felt that the atmosphere was right and came up with that slogan. It is not that because he said that elections were held. It is not because of what he said. It is because it's constitutionally mandated that elections were held. So we cannot confuse one desire of the people with constitutional mandate. No?
Constitutionally mandated for the government of India to hold the elections,
Yeah.
but not for the Naga political parties to join the elections. It is not.
I don't understand
parties-
what you
parties
mean
in-
by
no,
Naga political
I
parties.
mean the political parties in the state. It is not mandated for them to participate. No, even the Naga public are calling for solution, not elections.
Maybe that is your opinion, but it's a confused opinion because every political election, for political party, contest election when there is election. They are there to contest election. Nah? There are parties which do not have MLAs today, but they are there to contest elections. So election is a process where you participate as a political party. If you decide, it's up to you. If you don't decide, it's up to you again. No?
So that's why my simple question is, even if Naga public come up with solution, not election, so the parties won't be accepting it.
I think you are again confusing the whole issue. You think Naga public will voice in unison? If they voice in unison, you think they vote? They will vote.
Oh, that's why.
They participate in election. That's why there is this government, and they will participate in the next election. So if this is an issue which is raised and debated publicly, it is a debate. We accept that it is a demand. We accept that it has been a wish in the past. But has that strategy worked?
But as of now, there is a still time to bring a solution, because this is August, September, October, because everything they have discussed. So we are urging the government of India to invite the negotiating parties and then settle it. Because long these 25 years they have negotiated. So now there are only 2-3 issues which they have to discuss and settle it. If not, then probably when the time comes, the party and others, they have to face the election.
Now this is a,
I think
So
that
now
will do.
that NDPP and BJP entered football alliance again, now what is your priority, the election or another political solution? Because you all are busy in your constituencies as well. So now what becomes your priority?
See, our Chief Minister has made a statement on Independence Day to this question actually. So I'm very happy you're asking again. He said that if there is solution before election, we are ready to pave the way, number one. But if there is no solution before election, we will contest election. That is very clear. We cannot hide from our positions on these issues. And Chief Minister made it very clear.
And that was clarified by even Q1 party president also. And about the merging also and others also, these BJP party president alone also has clarified.
Whole issue now.
Yeah.
but the CM has tactically avoided ULB issue, notice that in his speech. Very tactically avoided ULB. In his speech, there was nothing mentioned.
We are going to discuss about that.
There will be a cabinet meeting tomorrow to discuss the ULB issue.
Okay.
So whatever Chief Minister says in the speech is a public, in a public forum. Is dependent on